Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Aaliyah, and I'm here to do another TV review. And the show that I'm going to be reviewing is Total Divas. It's about, WWE. Well, they're not divas anymore, but WWE women wrestlers. And a little known fact about me, I grew up watching WWE, and right now, currently, I don't watch it as much as I used to, but WWE has a, you know, special place in my heart. I will always, support the company and, watch it, but it's like currently I'm not into it like I was, growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s. So I watch Total Divas. I love the show. I like all of the women that are on there. I like, them as wrestlers and who they are as a person. And, like I said, I've been watching the show since like the first season. My sister and we watched the show. And yeah, so I thought, hey, since I'm already reviewing a show that I like, I was thinking about let me review Total Divas because I actually watched the show and I actually like it and it's entertaining. So let's get to it. Now, Total Divas is a brand new season and it opens up with talking about WrestleMania and the women's division. Now, for people who don't watch WrestleMania, who doesn't watch WWE, WrestleMania is like the biggest event, for WWE. It's like top, the four top WWE pay-per-views is WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series. Those are like the top four WWE pay-per-views, and it's like WrestleMania is like that's where every WWE wrestler wants to perform is at WrestleMania because millions and millions of people are watching it, and a lot of history has been made at WrestleMania since it started in like the 80s with the first ever WrestleMania to where is that now currently? I think Wrestle 34, 33 or 34. It's been a lot of WrestleManias, 33 or 34. But yeah, the show opens up talking about, the upcoming matches that's happening at WrestleMania. And then it also talks about the women's revolution. Now, as I was watching the show, I was just getting so ready to give my review because I have a lot of things to say. Now, currently, right now, I'm all here for what's happening with, the matches that are happening at, with the women's division because they talk about how back then and like when did they start? Like early 2011, somewhere around there, the divas of WWE, they were like wrestling for like a good 30 seconds, good 15 seconds, and they were sick of it. You can see how tired that they were of being pushed aside from a lot of the male talent. But then, Twitter started, to give divas a chance, and then they started giving the divas longer matches, which then turned out to be main eventing Monday Night Raw. Well, even though that did happen, but I'm getting into that. But yeah, talking about all the stuff that the women wrestlers have been through and changing from divas to women's, division. And then they showcased Lita, who unveiled the new women's championship and all of the matches that the women are doing. The first ever ladder match, first ever Iron Woman match, the first ever Hell in a Cell, and first ever Battle Royal that happened last year at Royal Rumble. They're talking about a lot of firsts that have happened in the women's division. Here's the thing, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest because like I said, I've been watching WWE for a long time. And I feel like WWE could have done a lot of this stuff back in the day. They could have had a first ever women's match. They could have had a first ever tables match. They could have had a first ever battle royal with the talent that they had back then. And what I'm talking about Lita, who I loved growing up. I was a huge Lita fan. Lita, Trish Stratus, okay, Gail Kim, Jacqueline, Jazz, Victoria, Molly Holly, Ivory. It's like the list can go on and on. They had a lot of female talent back then, and it's sad that they couldn't have done that. You know, oh yeah, let's add in Beth Phoenix, let's add in Candice Michelle, let's add in Michelle, geez, what was her last name? Michelle, she's married to the Undertaker. Eve Torres, Kelly Kelly, Mickey James. It's like they've had a lot of female talent that they could have done a lot of the first with. Like I would have loved to seen Lita and Trish in a Iron Woman match. I would have loved to seen, you know, Victoria in a Hell in a Cell match. I would have loved to see the women who I watched growing up being in, you know, battle royals and ladder matches and everything that the women right now are currently doing. No disrespect to them. No disrespect to what right now what the women's division have and what they're doing, but I wish some of that stuff could have happened back in the day when I was watching wrestling, because people are saying, oh, Charlotte and Sasha, you know, first ever to main event Monday Night Raw. No, Lita and Trish were the first ever ones to do it when they main evented Monday Night Raw, and that is a classic women's match, because that was the first time that two females have ever main evented Monday Night Raw. Get your facts straight if y'all think Sasha and Charlotte are the first ones to ever do it. Get it straight. And so, yeah, that was like my little 2 cents with the women's division. I've been wanting to say something, and like I feel like now is the perfect time to do it when me reviewing Total Divas and what they're talking about now with the women's division, how much has changed. So, like I said, they're opening up talking about the women's revolution, and then they talk about Ronda Rousey. Ooh, this. I'm gonna just say this right now. I called it when all of this was happening. I called it. Okay, I called it. When I found out that Ronda Rousey was signing to WWE, I knew that WWE was going to push her so fast. I knew that WWE was going to milk her to the fans and that they were going to push her and that she was going to be women's champion soon. I called it. Even though I didn't say nothing, I called it. And I said that it was going to happen. And it did. Okay? She only wrestled in what? Like 3 Monday Night Raw matches. She was, you know, on wrestling. She did a couple of pay-per-views. Was like, how can she get the WWE championship? And there have been women before her who have been in the company for months and years, okay, who have been training for years, and they're still waiting to get their shot at the women's championship. But she's only been in the company for a hot second, only been in like what, 5 matches, and she automatically gets the WWE championship. I called it when she signed. I said that they were going to milk her and that they were going to push her, and they did, and she won a championship. I do not like how she won it. I feel like she should have waited like a couple of months to a year, just like every other female has in the WWE, but I knew it. I called it, and I don't respect WWE for doing that. So, they're talking about Ronda. That was my little rant right there. But yeah, they're talking about Ronda. And then we see the Bellas, Nikki and Brie and Nia Jax. They're modeling for, of course, Nikki and Brie's collection, Birdie B. And they're talking about getting ready for WrestleMania, you know, all the events that they do, WrestleMania Access, a lot of stuff that they do within the community, the Hall of Fame. It's like they're just getting ready for WrestleMania. And so we see that Paige is back in the WWE after some time off from her injury, and yeah, she kind of took a break. And when Paige was on her break, she had a little bit of you know, a lot of stuff was happening with her and her relationship with Alberto Del Rio. They're no longer together because that relationship was moving too fast, and it was clearly shown on the show that that relationship was moving way too fast, and they weren't ready to be in a relationship. So there you go. And then of course, you know, with her sex tape videos with, you know, a couple of male wrestlers, but we won't get into that. But yeah, she's back from injury, and She says that she has to give her retirement speech, I think after WrestleMania or Monday after WrestleMania. But yeah, she has to give her retirement speech, and we all know that she retired, and that she's now the GM of SmackDown. And so everybody's in New Orleans, and Paige, she meets up with Lana, Trent, and Natty, and they go on a swamp tour. And during the swamp tour, I'm just staying on them. Paige is talking about how she's trying everything to get back in wrestling. She's even looking at like voodoo healing dolls, because New Orleans is like people say New Orleans is haunted and that there's a lot of ghosts and voodoo, witchcraft, and all the stuff in New Orleans. So Paige was looking at a woman who makes voodoo dolls for healing, so she's trying that out. And we get to San Diego with Brie and Daniel Bryan. I love their relationship. They're cute together. They fit each other really well. And we see that Brie is getting ready to go to WrestleMania Access, so is Daniel Bryan. And then we found out that Brie wants to be the president for Birdie Bee, because they had a part ways with their former president, so she's stepping up to be president of the company. And so we see the ladies Lana and Natty, they're heading to WrestleMania's Access, like a little store shop that they have, I guess, at WrestleMania Access. Never been to WrestleMania. I want to go. But yeah, Natty and Lana, they're looking at the clothes and they see Birdie Bee. And Natty thought it would be a perfect idea to help promote Birdie Bee so they can get a good turnout, because Nikki and Brie, they're scared like, oh, what if it doesn't sell out? So Natty was like, let me tell my Instagram followers, if they come and they come to Access, they get to get a meet and greet with Nikki, Brie, and Daniel Bryan. So then we get to WrestleMania Access, and in the WWE WrestleMania Access, different superstars have their day when they are at Access to interact with the fans. And so we see Natty and TJ. I like TJ. I've always liked TJ because TJ is shady and he's funny, and I like TJ. So Natty, she was talking about like how TJ really isn't, supporting her, and like how, he's saying that, oh, somebody else is gonna win instead of Natty, because they had like, the men had the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They had the women's Battle Royal, and he was saying like, oh, Natty might not win. It's gonna be Sasha, and she's feeling that he's not supporting her. And also, TJ is a producer in WWE, so that's cool for him, because he got injured and they said he couldn't wrestle anymore, so now he's a producer, so that's great for him. So Paige is doing interviews, and all the interviewers are like asking her, oh, you're not gonna be at WrestleMania because you're injured, and she's just fed up. She's tired of it, and she just doesn't want to talk about it. She just wants to go to her hotel and just hide in her room from everybody, because she's tired of hearing the questions about her not being able to be at WrestleMania. And so the ladies, they head to Bourbon Street, and Natty is just pushing, trying to promote Birdie Bee, and she's handing out flyers to people saying, you come to Birdie Bee, you buy something, you're going to meet and greet with the Bellas and Daniel Bryan. And she's making promises that aren't going to happen. It's going to look bad on the Bellas and Daniel Bryan because they didn't agree to this. Natty is just trying hard to promote Birdie Bees, which is great, but like, talk to the Bellas if you want to do like a meet and greet, not make them look stupid or bad. And so Paige goes to a card reader. They're walking Bourbon Street, and card reader, she wants to talk to Paige, and she gives Paige her reading. And so Paige was like, hey, can you give the girl, with the black hair and the green ends, to come over here? And she's talking about Trent. I love Trent, by the way. I love Trent, and I love Jimmy's relationship. I love it. I love them. They're my favorite couple. And I hated that the way Sidebar. I hated how the way that they did Trent and John when they were on Total Divas in the beginning. Because in the beginning, she was on the season, but then season 2, she was off. And then season 3, she was on. She was on and off, but then like last season, she came back, and then they kept her on this season. So I'm like, good, like stop doing Trinity and John like that. I love them as a couple. So that was my little sidebar. So yeah, Paige tricks Trin to get in her card reader. So the ladies, they end up going to the bar and they're talking about their matches. They're excited, they're nervous, and of course it's important because there's 4 women's matches being at WrestleMania. So it's like, of course the bar is going to be set high for the women's division, because let me tell you this, as long as I've been watching WWE, and like I said, I've been watching it since the late 90s and early 2000s. That's a long time I've been watching WWE. And I know WWE. And you have to impress the WWE universe, because the WWE universe is very judgmental. We either like you or we hate you, and we will definitely showcase our opinion whether we like you or we don't like you, or if this match is good or this match sucks. WWE universe is very vocal, and so they're worried about how the WWE universe is gonna react to the women's matches at WrestleMania. And so we see the Bellas, it's their day at WrestleMania Access, and they're signing autographs. And then we see the people that Natty were handing out flyers to in Bourbon Street saying that, oh, Natty said we get to do a meet and greet with you guys. And Nikki's confused because she doesn't know what's going on, and she feels that Natty was doing too much. So we get to Superstars for Hope. It's a new charity. It's a charity event, for WWE. And the Bellas run into Natty, and they tell Natty that, hey, we appreciate what you're doing, but you're making us look bad, and saying that we're saying things that we're not going to do, and it's making us look bad. But they understand that Natty was trying to help, and they've been friends for like a decade, so it's like they love Natty and they appreciate what she was doing for the company. So then we see Paige. Paige wants to hang out with Nia, and Nia was like, yeah, I had to do a photo shoot. Paige gets upset. Paige is like, oh, you just don't want to hang out with me. I understand that. She starts getting mad. And she was like, I feel like because I'm injured, it's like nobody wants to hang out with me. And it's like, Trent thinks that I'm weird because I'm, seeking different healing for the injury. It's like, Paige, basically this whole episode with Paige was that she just feels like she's not going to be able to wrestle anymore, and her door has closed with the WWE of her wrestling, and she's just feeling that nobody wants to hang out with her because they're doing things and they're going to Access and different events, and she's just there, and she feels kind of lonely, and she wants somebody to hang out with her. But girl, people got jobs. They gotta do what they gotta do. They gotta make money, okay? And so we get to the WWE Hall of Fame, which is another big event that happens around WrestleMania weekend. Honor the legends that came before everybody, and who paved the way. And I like the WWE Hall of Fame. I do. Another sidebar. WWE. I don't know how far this video is going to get. If it reaches WWE, listen here. Y'all need to give Christian the respect that he deserves, because Christian needs to be in the Hall of Fame already. He should have been in the Hall of Fame. Oops, sorry, my bad. I hit my phone. But, Christian needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Christian, if y'all don't know who Christian is, Christian was a part of Edge and Christian tag team back in the 90s. And Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys, they completely changed the tag team division when they were coming up in the WWE. And when Edge and Christian, when they broke up, Edge has his success. Edge is still and forever will always be my favorite WWE superstar. I love Edge. But Edge had an amazing career when Edge and Christian broke up, multi-time champion, multi-time Money in the Bank champion, and is a Hall of Famer. Edge has paid his dues in WWE. Same thing for Christian. Christian was a multi-time tag team champion, multi-time, individual single champion. Christian deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So WWE, if you're watching, if you're not, if you are, where how far this video may travel, WWE, pay Christian the respect that he deserves and put him in the upcoming Hall of Fame class this year. He deserves it. He deserves it, okay? Y'all need to put him in the Hall of Fame as soon as possible, okay? Give him the respect that he deserves. Back to the show. So, WWE, they're doing their Hall of Fame, and backstage, Nia is telling the ladies how Paige was, explains to her about how she feels, and that she tells Trin that, Paige thought that you were thinking that she's weird for doing, seeking voodoo, healing, everything like that. And Trin was like, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to Paige, tell her how I feel. And so, Trin and Paige, they talk it out. Trin was like, I don't want you, she tells Paige that I don't want you to think that you're weird, for seeking different options, but, that's just not me. I'm not into that whole witchcraft and everything like that. God and Jesus is on my side, and she doesn't want Paige to feel that, she's hating on what she's doing. She loves Paige, just keep that to yourself, keep that on the side, And so, Paige, Lana, and Trin, they go to the voodoo shop. Trin was like, I'm gonna stay right here in this van. I'm gonna support you from a distance. And so Lana and Paige, they go into the voodoo shop, and Paige sees her healing voodoo that the lady created, and the lady cast the spell on the voodoo. I said, how much they paying you, girl? Because this don't seem real. This don't seem real. I was laughing. I'm like, this don't seem real. But whatever, Paige, do what you gotta do. And then we end the episode with the day of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is here. They are excited. And, like I said, there's 4 matches at WrestleMania. Everybody's pumping up. You can hear the crowd cheering. And it's going to be to be continued. That's how the episode ends. So that was the first episode of the new season of Total Divas. I'm sorry for my little rant that I gave about, the women's division and Ronda Rousey and Christian, being in the Hall of Fame, but I've been feeling that way for a minute, and I thought, me recording this show, I can definitely talk about how I feel with the WWE, because like I said, I've been watching the WWE for a long time. I know how the company works. I've seen a lot of people come and go in the company, and, growing up with the wrestling that I used to watch and see where it's at now, it has completely changed. And, once again, I'm sorry for, doing my sidebars, but I just had to get that off my chest. But, yeah, that was Total Divas. And, yeah, comment what you guys think about the episode. And I will see you guys next week for episode 2. See you later. Peace.